Hey guys, it's Kevin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in my car giving some classic Kevin nostalgia. Today we're going to be talking about some forgotten storylines in Winx Club. Ones that were either left on literal cliffhangers or ones that we never got any proper explanation for. From Baba Yaga in World of Winx to literally the Trix's pre-season 1 origins, we're going to be talking about everything in between. First things first, I am blind. If you were on TikTok, you saw this already, but yeah, please excuse the rain ambience. I hope it's not too loud. If you saw my last video, ranking Winx villains, I talked a lot about each individual villain in the entire series. There's a lot of Winx villains that were completely underused. So let's get into it. Before we begin, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Oh, I totally forgot. We hit 5,000 subscribers. You guys, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you so very much. And not only did we hit it, we are now almost at 5,100.
I feel like I'm gonna cry.
That is literally so amazing. I hope to continue to keep posting regularly, especially this summer. But oh my gosh, thank you so much. I will be coming out with a special video for that very soon. But without further ado, let's get into it. To start it off, I think the most underrated villain is Season 8's Shaman Witch. An entire bombshell dropped on the series at the 2 last episodes of the main flagship series. What the heck, Rainbow? You really teased us with the most incredible possible villain ever.
That's all y'all need.
This creepy witch, she sort of reminds me in the video game Crash Bandicoot in one of the post-classic games. I think it was Clash of the Titans or something. Aku Aku, the one mask, had sort of these bones dangling from his face, or maybe that was the other one, Uka Uka. But either way, it reminded me of those masks in Crash Bandicoot. She had this wicked design. I mean, bones in any sense, you're evil, but she is just so iconic. First things first, I think the English dub excels at this. I have not listened to any other dub really of season 8, but I think her voice in the English dub is so peak, and there's so much mystery to who she could have been.
I will only ask this once. Which way is the castle?
How cool that Dyamond is a crystal-based planet. Icy's sister is Sapphire. It seems like a little bit ironic that the Shaman Witch cursed her planet with an everlasting ice spell. I'm gonna bet that Icy still was an ice witch before and after this. It really does put into perspective all of the actions that Icy made. I think the ice golems were so cool. And so much of this parallels to Bloom's home planet Domino and the destruction of that being turned into a frozen wasteland itself. It shows how so many ways Icy and Bloom are similar, yet Icy claims Bloom as her rival. They could bond so much over this, but maybe by getting the dragon flame, they can melt the ice and end the witch's spell. I don't know. I think it's also the Shaman Witch being so soft-spoken that makes her voice that impactful. Like, oh, she's so eerie. I love it. Oh, it's crazy. Second, I do want to touch on Baba Yaga. A lot of you guys also agreed with me, and you were saying like, oh, she could have been the perfect villain. Like, I would have rather had her over Jim. And I was like, I can see that. One user was telling me how they really loved the fairy tale Baba Yaga, and I commented back something about, oh yeah, wasn't she in Ever After High? And I think she was a good character, but in Winx, not so much. Apparently, Baba Yaga is linked to some sort of Hansel and Gretel witch type thing, like a little bit of cannibalism. Kind of crazy, not gonna lie. But there's something so cool about an old woman being like secretly 500 years old. I love that. I wonder what transformation they could have gotten in season 3 of World of Winx. There definitely was gonna be another transformation, but I wonder what that could have been. I would have loved to see that. I really would have. If you haven't watched World of Winx, I would highly recommend it. So good. So good. But Baba Yaga, the very cliffhanger of season 2 of World of Winx, we only got like 2 minutes of her true identity, maybe 1 minute even. Craziness. I was also surprised how many Valtor stands there were. I don't hate him, but I don't particularly think he's number 1. He's just like the guy in season 3, and I really just prefer the Trix, to be honest. Sometimes he feels just a bit stale to me, like, oh, Valtor. Same old song and dance. Another major, forgotten yet underwhelming storyline was the 9 nymphs of Magix, I would say. We only really know of 2 nymphs. It may be 3 in the whole series. Daphne, Palatia, and then the water nymphs from season 1. But season 1 really promised us these 9 nymphs of magics, and we only ever got 2. 2 of 3 were kind of irrelevant, not gonna lie. Like Palatia, who was she? That's for sure underrated. I think that Palatia could have given us so much more, but she just appeared. And honestly, why was she evil? There's something dark about her. I wonder what that could have been. I wonder if at all the spirit of the world of dreams, I wonder if she could have been another nymph possibly, because she kind of gives those vibes. I also want to add on to the Kalshara bit, because someone commented something that made me really look at Kalshara's story in a different way. So if Farragana has been the headmistress at Elfia for at least 100 years, prior to that, she wasn't even the headmistress at the point in time the Winx traveled to in season 7. That young Farraganda, presumably 16, is friends with Kalshara. That means that Kalshara has been at this quest for this entire timeline. She has been at stage 1 of the Ultimate Power Quest trying to get a Digmal for like over 100 years at this point, right? Putting into context the rest of Farraganda's story, girl, the Company of Lights with Headmistress Griffin and Valtor and Saladin, that whole thing took place at some point during Kalshara's villain arc, while Kalshara was still at step 1 for like 800 years. That's kind of crazy, actually. I just think that Kalshara was such a flop. Like, it's just like the power of the fairy animals is your end goal. That's your end game. That's your ultimate power. The ultimate power itself would have granted her so much strength, but it would be at the cost of animals. It would be animal related. I mean, that's what Porphylius does, is he conjures super dark animals with it. Why wouldn't you want anything else? The Dragonfire, the magic of Cyrenix, the most iconic transformation in the history of the series. Like, anything else? I don't get it. But I will not be blind to nostalgia. I will not just throw Valtor up on the top tier for no reason other than he's from season 3. That is not how I roll. And if he is your number 1, that's totally valid. He's just not mine. But anyways, this was just a little quick video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts. What else would you like to see me do? I've got tons of things coming. Like I've been saying, it's been 15 years since the Nickelodeon specials, and I've got a lore deep dive coming in the works. Thank you guys for all your appreciative comments. I appreciate you so much. Definitely follow me on TikTok and Instagram at MagicWinxology and KevinLayton11. Check out my Winx podcast for weekly episodes recapping season 2 is what we're currently on. Also look forward to future Patreon content coming soon. I keep promising that, but it is happening. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.